Hello, student artists, and welcome to art class. Today we are going to make these birch tree forests. You will need some materials, including drawing paper, which could come from your at-home art kit. You will need a permanent marker or a black marker. You will need a pair of scissors. And you will want colors of some kind. They could be colored pencils, or you could use watercolor paints. You could even use construction paper or newspaper, like junk mail. I'm going to give you some time to grab all of these materials that you will need. Paper, scissors, black marker, and colors of some kind to make a texture. Once you have all of your materials, you can set them to the side. And if you have your at-home art kit, open up to a new sheet of paper that is completely white. We're actually going to start today by cutting out a piece of paper. So you're going to take your scissors, lift up one paper, and along this line, cut as straight as possible to get a smooth, clean edge. You may need to hold your paper vertically to really get a good angle with your scissors. All right, now you're going to set the rest of your paper to the side, and we are just using this white piece of paper. Turn it so that it is horizontal, where the long side is at the top. We are going to make our birch trees on this paper using our black Sharpie, or if you have watercolors, you are going to be using your watercolors right now. So your birch trees are going to be tall and skinny, and you'll want some with straight lines and some with some curved lines. So make whatever kinds of shapes you want. Draw several lines going from the top to the bottom of your page. And let your hand really just guide the shape of your line, because our hand is not perfect, just like nature. We want these to be organic looking trees. So now I'm going to I'll start with this one on the end. Pick one tree, and you're going to draw horizontal lines to make a little slight stripe pattern on one side. You're going to do the same on the other side, but leave a few spaces blank because these birch trees just have some stripes kind of randomly as a pattern. You can also add some little dots and lines in the middle. And this is our first birch tree. So now I'm going to go through and do that to all of these different trees, making sure that each one is a little unique and different, and just really having fun with it. And I want to make them look really different, so I'm going to have some that have a lot of spots in the middle, and some that have hardly any. You can also make these outlines thicker. Birch trees are very aesthetic, which means they are beautiful, they're artistic. Things that are aesthetic have beauty. And the reason why they're so beautiful and they have this aesthetic is because they use positive and negative space. So the positive space is all of the white space, and the negative space is the black. They have contrasting values with the black and the white colors. And they really pop against the background, which is usually different colors of trees in the forest. So when you have this really strong white and black tree against the colors of fall, which are these bright reds, oranges, greens, and yellows, that contrast makes people's eyes really look at the birch trees and find beauty in them. Do you find this to be beautiful or relaxing? The process of making these birch trees? I know I do. As you draw your lines, be very mindful of how it feels and put some positive intentions into your trees, because we are making a forest, and that is pretty special work to do. If you have ever watched the famous painter Bob Ross, he made paintings about different places in his imagination that were based off of real places in nature he has gone to. We're kind of channeling our own Bob Ross today by drawing this peaceful, beautiful forest of birch trees. He used to always say that you have happy little accidents when you make artwork. And I believe that to be very true, because nature is not perfect, and truly no artwork is perfect. Every artist makes little mistakes, and I know we've talked about this before, but it never hurts to repeat that there are mistakes in all artists' work. They just choose which mistakes to keep. Once you have your trees all drawn and finished to your liking, you can begin to cut them out. So you just follow along your black line, and if you notice that it is too thin, go back and thicken it up by adding some more lines around it. But you are going to cut along the curves of your trees, just like this. There's our first tree. They kind of remind me of Dr. Seuss a little bit too. I'm going to cut out all of the trees that you'd like. And just for my example, I'm only going to cut out 2 trees so that we can start working on the background of our artwork. So I've got 2 trees for now. I'm going to go back and make more. But now you're going to pick up your notebook that has the blank paper in it that we are going to make our artwork on. We are also going to turn this horizontal so that the long side is on the top and bottom and the short side is on the left and right. You are now going to think about what you want your background to be.